happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we're now seeing BLM supporters having full-blown meltdowns after receiving the latest news on the whole Karmelo Anthony case. And all I'm going to say, guys, it looks like we're finally seeing justice being served. I'm excited to get into it, so we're gonna hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out. All right, you guys, so we have a breaking news update. This one coming from American Papa Bear on X, tweeting out saying that 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony will now be tried as an adult for first-degree murder. What is your reaction? And I'm just going to say justice served. This isn't a matter, and I know a lot of folks are going to come down and say, Retro, this is about race, but it's not, guys. This is not a race thing, and I hate the fact that a lot of folks are trying to bring that into it. This is a morality issue. This is right versus wrong, and we can clearly see after reviewing a brief reviewing of the evidence, we can see that Karmelo Anthony was in the wrong, totally in the wrong. Wasn't even supposed to be at the track meet on that day. Lots of folks are weighing in on the topic now that we're seeing that this man could potentially be charged as an adult, spending life in prison. Check this out.
Well, folks, we are officially at the halfway point of justice, as none other than Karmelo Anthony has officially been charged. Now, first and foremost, I think it's important to know that not only has he been charged for the crimes at hand or alleged crimes at hand, but he has been charged as an adult, which means he will be doing adult time if convicted of these charges. So further information that has come out is that he has been charged with of the first degree, which only makes sense because according to his own testimony on the day of, that's exactly what it was. This is not a case of self-defense. This is essentially a case of whether or not that video footage and other evidence will lead to what most of us already know. What that also means is that if he is indeed convicted, he will likely be doing 25 to life. Now, some people may think that this is unfair. This is a teenager who just simply made a mistake. But the reality is this. This is a young man who made a choice that unfortunately may lead to him spending the rest of his life in prison. And I hope this can stand as a cautionary tale as opposed to another opportunity to act a damn victim. It's a message for y'all, BLM. This is not the victim. The victim is no longer here with us.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's another thing that a lot of people, because I've been seeing that as well, where folks are saying that the sentence is too heavy, it's too much for this guy to be spending a life in prison. But we have to think about it. A death sentence was handed out to Austin Metcalf. His family no longer has him. He's gone forever. So, I mean, any sentence, if it is life, it's 25 years. It's well deserved. Which then brings us to this article I found very interesting. Had some great tidbits in it and also some background information for those of you who aren't too familiar with the case. This one coming from Daily Wire. It reads, the teen who's been charged in the unaliving of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf will now be tried as an adult in Texas. Says last month, Metcalf was stabbed at a high school track meet after reportedly telling Karmelo Anthony that he was sitting in the wrong seat. Anthony has been charged with first degree and, according to arrest warrants, told the police of the fatal stabbing, saying that I did it, quote unquote. Anthony will now be tried as an adult since Texas is a concurrent jurisdiction state. According to Capital B, the laws allow prosecutors to charge minors, typically 16 or 17 years old, as adult with certain crimes. The Collin County District Attorney's Office, which is north of Dallas, is prosecuting the case of Metcalf's apparent unaliving. Anthony was charged with first degree in April, but a grand jury will review the evidence and decide whether to formally indict on that charge or on a lesser charge like manslaughter or Capital B. If Anthony is convicted of this first degree, he could face life in prison with a chance of parole after 40 years. He will not face the death penalty. Quote, the Supreme Court has said not only can you not seek the death penalty against someone who committed a crime when they're only 17, you can't even get them life without parole. That would not be something we could do even if we wanted to, Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis said. As highlighted by the Daily Wire last month, Anthony's bond was initially set at $1 million, but a Collin County judge agreed to lower the bond to $250,000 and granted Anthony house arrest at his parents' home. Then goes on to say the racially charged case has made headlines again earlier this month when it was reported that Anthony was allowed to graduate from high school. Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, said he wanted answers about the decision to allow Anthony to graduate high school, but he was stonewalled by Frisco Independent School District Superintendent Mike Waldrop. Quote, I've been stonewalled. Sad, you know. I understand the protocol, Jeff Metcalf said. They said I have to make an appointment, which I did. There was reportedly an agreement between the district and Anthony's parents to allow the teen to graduate. Quote, so I'm just curious on how they arrived at it, Jeff Metcalf said. Quote, when I read their own policy manual about what it states for mandatory expulsion and graduation, now he may be placed in a program where he's able to continue his education at home, where he did maintain the credits and would be able to get his diploma. There's a movement online to grant Metcalf an honorary diploma, but that stirred up more feelings for Jeff Metcalf. Quote, that would be great because his name will be called right before his brother's name, he said. But the fact of the matter is it's not going to bring my son back. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but in the long run, my son doesn't get a diploma. So there's a part of me that says maybe Mr. Anthony shouldn't get one either. And that is I feel like a lot of folks have been stirring up a lot of controversy wrapped around the fact that this guy, Karmelo Anthony, after, the crimes he committed, was still somehow able to attend and walk across the stage, getting his diploma when, all that's been stripped away from the Metcalf family. We have more folks weighing in on the case. Let's check out what they have to say.
So I'm hearing that Karmelo Anthony is now being charged with first-degree murder. If that is true, I guess the prosecution knows something that we all knew all along. And it appears that finally, the Metcalf family just might be able to get some justice for the senseless death of their son. I mean, at the end of the day, one kid gets to enjoy a brand new house, brand new cars, shopping spree, walk down the aisle and graduate, while the other won't be able to be with his family and friends or walk down the aisle. So I'm curious to see how this is all going to play out. And if Mr. Anthony is convicted of murder, I'm sure that somewhere down the line, some liberal president will then pardon him. But in the meantime, I sure hope that the Metcalf family gets the justice that they deserve. Though it won't bring their son back, but it'll bring some kind of satisfaction knowing that the killer of their son was put in prison. And no, this is not about race. This is about right versus wrong. Race has nothing to do with it. 2 children's lives were taken that day. One by bad choices, the other by a knife.
And I feel like he just nailed that point right. That's the one that I've been trying to drive home for folks so they can wake up and realize, this may have been 2 different races, a white kid and a black kid. But at the end of the day, I see 2 kids and one kid that doesn't make the best decisions. We've seen that through Karmelo's track record. You can see that this guy was in and out of suspension from the schoolhouse. He had been arrested a couple times for assault, violent attack. So you can see that his rationale, his decision making has been a little bit flawed. And this was not about race. This guy, I don't think Karmelo lashed out or attacked Austin Metcalf because of the color of his skin, but more so just because that was in his nature. From the research I've done, it seems like this is just the way that Karmelo has been taught to handle his emotion, or he just doesn't know how to handle his emotions. And whenever the problem comes up, he turns to physical violence, which we all know is not right. And that lack of solid decision-making skills is what ultimately led to Karmelo's downfall here. And then we've got his attorney. I had a clip I wanted to play for you guys. It kind of stuck out to me. As to who's actually representing Karmelo, it looks like a more so of a cousin than it is a professional. I'm not sure that Karmelo is going to get a lenient sentence if this guy is representing him. Check it out. Looks like they really did blow the bucks that was donated to them, almost $900,000, and hired a cousin instead. Check it out. Let's see what he's got to say.
This was not an attack on him, but we felt it was very disrespectful on how he came about it, and how we, even before you even knew it was a thing, we were asking him repeatedly to leave, and literally he wouldn't even talk. He wouldn't even say anything. He felt like he could just stand there. That's not right. It was very upsetting to me. It's not right. Because if you're coming here for, I heard somebody say he was coming there for prayer. He was coming there to come and hug. Well, that wasn't the spirit that we got. There were more than 12, 15 people. Even the media came and approached him. Even DPD plainclothes officers approached him before the uniform officers even arrived. So at the end of the day, we felt like he was coming in peace. Well, that's a hell of a way of coming in peace. By when someone's approaching you and asking you to step back because you're in a secure lane, they don't even know who you is. You could have been a person of CBS 11 or anything. If he would have just stepped back with the when the security asked him to, hell, the media probably wouldn't even notice that he was there. It was because of the confrontation of the security person telling him to move back that the media even noticed him, because he had shades and a sling that they have never saw him in. I don't know this man. I've never saw him a day in my life. So I didn't point him out and say, oh, he got to go. I didn't even know who he was. And so this rush to judgment, these attacks on our organization, the attacks on me or whatever it may be, man, keep them going, right? I'm built for that, okay? I'm ready for it.
Okay, yeah, and just by the way he is speaking, I'm not sure. This guy cannot be his legal representation. And I don't think he would be a good spokesperson either. He's just way too many emotional claims. He's waving, gesturing around, and then he's using slang left and right. I just really feel bad for Karmelo, that his family, like, what did they do with all the money? This is his legal representation right here. This looks like a guy hired off the street. And then, of course, we got the reaction of Karmelo Anthony after receiving word that he is now being charged as an adult, facing life in prison. Let's check out how he reacted.
Going straight to the car, okay? He's like, look, just keep on going. Keep on straight. Okay?
All right.
All right?
Come on now. Just follow back behind us.
In the next.
Just stay close, okay?
Yes, sir. All right.
Karmelo, do you have anything that you'd like to say, Karmelo? Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the victim, to the family of the victim? Why were you armed, sweetheart? Karmelo, why were you armed at school? Explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
Excuse me.
Karmelo, is there anything you want to say to the community that's donated?
Wow. No comment. Okay. That's how he's going out. No comment. Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. Talk about another bombshell update. We're now seeing the whole Karmelo case taking another turn. I know a lot of folks initially were seeing that judge granting that very lenient decision, lowering the bond down from $500,000 to $250,000, and also granting him the ability house arrest. We thought maybe he was going to get a slap on the wrist and get off the hook with this whole situation, but I don't know. Seeing what we see now, the newest update, him being charged as an adult now facing life in prison, it brings a whole nother dynamic to this case. I'm definitely excited to see what comes down the pipeline. I think that whole trial is set to start early June, so we're really getting close for the end of May. We could potentially see the end or the verdict coming out by the end of June. Guys, I'll definitely have my ear to the streets when it comes to updates. What's going on with this case as more updates develop. Guys, definitely hop in that comment section. Though comments are open. I'm really excited to hear what you guys are thinking about this latest news update. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one week.